¿Mm? ¿Quién anda ahí? ¿Soldado Taylor?
Shit, ain't that a relief? You have no idea how good the air on Groundbreaker smells until you've been trapped in a tiny bathroom with an overflowing toilet. Thanks again, friend.
¿Y cómo pasó esto? ¿Qué ha pasado?
What usually happens on this partially pressurized rust bucket? Something broke. Well, actually two things broke. First, the damn toilet overflowed. When I came to clean that up, the damn door decided to close and lock on me.
¿Cuánto has estado ahí?
Time stood still. I was aware of nothing but the smell. Ugh, could have been days. Ah, shit. That means I haven't clocked out in days. Song is gonna have my ass for wage theft.
Song, te he hecho un favor, ¿qué vas a hacer tú por mí?
You're gonna shake me down after I was trapped in a shit-covered bathroom? Is that how it is?
Así funcionan. ¿Vas a pagarme o vas a quedarte ahí oliendo a mierda?
Fine. Here's every bit I've got. That enough for you? Or do you want my shit-covered clothes as well?
La puedo lavar. Quédate esos pantalones, listillo.
I will. I will preserve my dignity. No one can take that away from me.
Uy, Dios. Qué movimiento. Ah. Vera Krivanek.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing.
Todos los comerciantes del sistema pasan por aquí. ¿Has oído algo interesante?
I hear tell some folk down in the townships are getting offered early retirement. Who'd think of such a thing? What would you do with all the time?
Se me ocurren algunas cosas. ¿De qué va este problema con el calor del que se queja la gente?
The radiators, they're fucked 10 ways to Sunday. And we're all sweating buckets wondering when the powers that be are gonna get around to fixing it.
Parece que tenéis un problema en el sistema de control térmico.
Couldn't say, and I wouldn't be pouring drinks professionally if I could. All I know is we're cooking in our own juices here and it's only gonna get worse.
¿Para qué necesitáis los radiadores?
They're supposed to gather up all the heat the systems generate and vent it into space. Instead of the heat going where it ought, though, it seems to be blowing straight down the promenade.
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva así?
Weeks? I lost track. Too law-damn long.
¿Quién es el responsable de arreglarlo?
Engineering. Chief Junlei Tennyson, to be precise. She runs this heap. Best she can, anyway. Don't know what's got her dragging her heels, but I wish she'd hurry it up.
A lo mejor puedo hacer algo al respecto.
That's not for me to say. But if you're feeling the urge toward helpfulness, you can find Chief Junlei in engineering.
¿Qué sabes de la jefa Junlei?
There's nobody who knows more about the station's guts. Any system you could name, June's crawled around inside and made it better. She doesn't come around here often, though. Don't see her as much of a drinker. Too straight-laced for that.
Bueno, eso será todo. Acá ya robé todo. Sí. No hay nada interesante. Hablemos con los vendedores, así me dan información sobre las misiones secundarias que hay por acá. ¿Qué carajo pasa con tu cabeza, macho?
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget.
Y te hacen usar esa cabeza. Trabajas para Ganga Espacial. ¿Has estado alguna vez en Frontemar?
Heard of it. My orientation aether wave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
No está mal, están pasando una mala racha, pero son buenas personas.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope they're gonna be okay.
That's the Spacer's Choice spirit. Take what you have, polish it up, and make the best of it. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Everyone will love you for using it, too.
Te aviso de que aún tienes una sesión iniciada en uno de los terminales públicos.
Shit. Oh, shit. No, I mean, excellent. Yeah, that was intentional. As the face of Spacer's Choice, it's my honor to be a public figure. Who needs privacy when you have job security?
Tengo que preguntarte por el sombrero.
I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division.
¿Dónde puedo encontrar un sombrero como el tuyo?
You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here. I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon.
¿Todo bien por ahí?
Oh, I'm having a stellar day. Not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as a Spacer's Choice is affordable.
¿Puedes ver con eso?
I can see all of the top quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price.
¿Cómo te lavas los dientes?
Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Spread wash, mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development.
¿Echas de menos comer alimentos sólidos?
Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon Colony.
¿Tienes que dormir con eso puesto?
Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy brew. The blast will send you through the stratosphere and the crash will knock you out cold, guaranteed.
¿Ganga espacial te hace llevar eso?
Add an additional 10% to your purchase today and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat.
¿Quieres que te ayude a quitarte eso?
Even if my contract didn't forbid it, I think it's part of me now. Now, are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar Green, the future is spearmint.
Me dirijo al hombre que se oculta tras la máscara. ¿Va todo bien?
Damn it. No slogan for that one. Look, this hat, my job. It may not seem like much to a brave space captain, but they're all that I have. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Mine can be no worse than someone else's. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this short life and try to be the best moon person I can be.
Perdón si te presiono demasiado, Martín.
It's fine. I should be stronger than this. Thanks for taking an interest. Speaking of interest, can I interest you in some quality budget goods? At Spacer's Choice, we cut corners so you don't have to.
No. Le robó la frase al crítico de la nostalgia. Doctor Enfuru. ¿Hola?
Something I can help you with?
¿Puedo comprarte suministros? Pareces tener un buen inventario.
Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here.
¿Qué quieres decir?
We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable. Take care.
¿Y vos tenés nombre?
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place.
¿Qué pasa con tu amiga?
Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
¿Ni siquiera te cae bien y vas a verla?
You say that like it's weird.
¿Por qué te tomas tantas molestias?
Like I said, Jessie did me a favor, and now I owe her one. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all.
Quizá podría hacerle una visita.
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
¿Algo más que decir
What
vos?
seems to be the problem?
Me gustaría ver a Jessie Doyle.
If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her.
Los registros dicen... ¿Es que no has hablado con ella personalmente?
She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying.
¿Cabría la posibilidad de echar un vistazo en los habitantes de atrás? ¿En las habitaciones de atrás?
I'm afraid that area is quarantined for the safety of Groundbreaker. Why do you ask?
Tengo que calibrar uno de los automecanoides de Wanda y no quiero ponerlo todo perdido de aceite.
I'll use my speediest wrench, promise.
That's very conscientious of you. Thank you. Very well, you may enter. But please don't linger. I prefer to keep the dangerous pathogens corralled where I can see them.
Ok. Genérico. Personitas genéricas. ¿Vos cómo estás? Cartucho de identificación de Mardet. ¿Debería agarrar esto o me voy a meter en problemas? Pero me dijo que podía pasar acá o no. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Stay in the public areas and we'll get along fine.
Ok. ¿Dónde está la personita esa, Jessica Doyle? ¿Sos vos?
For the last ratted on rotten time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you?
Me envía Ellie.
What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone.
Abre la puerta o la echo abajo.
Should've known she'd send a bruiser after me. Damned if I don't rue the day I saved her scrawny little hide. Inadvertently, I befriended a bloodhound in the process. Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
Momentito. No.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you?
Nope.
See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low.
La verdad es que trabajo para la Junta.
Oh, laws. Wait, don't gut me and skin me yet. Please, talk to Bedford. Tell him I can pay, a part of it, and I'm a useful person to know. Just ask Ellie. Surely you wouldn't drag me before him. I'm dreadful contagious. I just know if I face him, I'm dead.
Ah. ¿Qué hiciste para meterte en problemas?
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear.
¿Y aún así crees que la Junta tiene a alguien siguiéndote y por eso te ocultas?
Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years.
¿Qué pinta la Junta en todo esto?
Udon was my buyer for when I'd acquired the diamond. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent.
Ellie me ha pedido que te ayude y eso es lo que voy a hacer.
Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me.
Hablaré con Udon para ayudarte.
Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Ah. Vamos. ¿Alguien más? No. Todo cerrado. Creo que había alguien por acá que tenía que darle cosas. Vos.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain?
Puede que sí.
Irion mentioned a busybody getting in his way on Scylla. I'd wager that's you.
Meto todo. ¿Qué cara tiene ese cabrón? Pero si le salvé la vida.
Don't take it personally. Irion just spins tales. Real protective of his image, that man. He may have a bolt loose, but he's reliable and kind enough, so I can't say I much mind. Thank you for getting my mechanicals to me. If you're ever in the market for a bit of beautification, the first one's on me.
Excelente. ¿Y algo más?
Keep hanging around and I'll begin to think you're here for me. What can I do for you?
Nada.
You have yourself a day then.
Ellie.
Any word on Jesse?
Está en deuda con la Junta y cree que alguien va tras ella. Yo me encargo.
Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it.
Bien. Sí.
Seen you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicker? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying?
¿Te está tratando de
I
viejo?
am perfectly fit. My
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business.
¿Qué te pasó en la cara? ¿Te rajuñó, ¿Te rajuñó tu gato?
Unreliable?
Así es, soy el Capitán Hawthorne.
Sure you are. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
Entonces eres empleado de Sublight.
Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays ain't worth a damn? These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
Debería irme. ¿Qué tenemos aquí?
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come.
Nunca he oído hablar de ti.
Not a word. Pity. My guy in marketing is about to lose his other thumb. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere.
Hawthorne. Será mejor que Ada no escuche que dices eso de su nave.
Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass.
No me preguntes qué le pasó.
I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings. But there's a catch.
There is always a catch.
Siempre.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested?
No tengo eso. ¿Qué tiene de especial Bahía Estelar?
First, an embargo that's been active ever since the board pulled its forces off-world. Few regulations, plenty of freedom. And second, all the goodies that no one had time to pack.
Si no tengo la clave de navegación, ¿puedo aceptar el trabajo igualmente?
I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits.
Doy por sentado que Sublight no es simplemente una operación de chatarreo, ¿no?
These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down.
¿A qué otros sectores se dedica Sublight además de envíos y chatarras?
Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my legal advisors tell me to phrase it. Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities.
Así que es una empresa de piratas burócratas.
Your words, not mine.
¿Hasta qué punto está organizado este negocio?
Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets, grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one.
Eres muy sincera con respecto al lado criminal de Sublight.
Hey, careful with the C word around here. I like to keep things above board, and that kind of talk only makes trouble. Sublight occupies a legal blind spot. No one knows what we're licensed to do, and that gives our little business some freedom. But let's not tempt fate.
Volvamos a mis preguntas.
Ask. I have nothing to hide.
No tengo más nada que preguntarte.
Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out.
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of spratwurst cooking. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen?
¿Qué es una salchicha de ratrucha exactamente?
You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terra-fry them in their own juices.
¿Qué significa terra frita?
Terra-frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13 herbs and spices, plus a dash of modern chemistry.
¿Las salchichas de ratrucha son un invento tuyo o qué?
Legally? No. The terra-frying method was developed and marketed by Spacer's Choice. Between you, me, and this grinder, I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice liked sticking it to C&P by R&Ding our own special meat.
Las salchichas de ratrucha son como las salchichas de puerco bravo, eso las he visto un montón.
Absolutely not. Spratwurst and all related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice. Boar, the other meat, is a registered trademark of C&P. Everyone knows our company and theirs are nothing alike.
Ya basta de cháchara por ahora.
Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm-fresh sprats.
A renovar el stock. Voy a pasar. Luego. Y Christiansen.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons, for those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
¿Tú eres ganguero?
Not me, but it's in my blood.
After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations.
¿Hicieron qué? ¿Después de qué?
Not from around here, are ya? After leaving Earth, they worked a local gas giant from a floating refinery. Dangerous work. I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker. It's the last bastion of freedom.
Cuéntame más sobre tus productos.
Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in this shape.
Bueno, muy educativo. Por ahí está. Está mirando acá atentamente. Nadie. Mardet. ¿Hablas?
Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion.
¿Sabes que hay un cadáver en tu cocina? Ah, sí, te robé todo ahí.
There is a dead mechanic in the kitchen. User error in the maintenance of this unit's cutlery engaged several systems at once. The slicer, the grinder, the tenderizer.
¿No piensas limpiar aquí?
This unit is not designated for cleaning duties and cannot be compelled to accept another unit's responsibilities.
Suena a fallo terrible de tus sistemas.
This unit behaves precisely as it was engineered. Neither this unit nor its corporate proprietor claim any responsibility for the mess.
Tanta conversación macabra me está dando hambre.
Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes.
¿Quién anda ahí? Edna Ingmeier.
Good lord, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with those damn repairs already.
¿Y vos?
If it's not a life or death problem, I've got more important repairs.
When you were hungry, who gave you
A ver si puedo arreglar su sistema de refrigeración.
Auntie Cleo, that's who.
¿Pero de dónde lo arreglo?
Been private. You've missed 3 shifts without notice.
I was fixing that toilet you sent me to repair. The one above the Lost Hope.
That was days ago.
The fucking door, it locked behind me. And it wasn't until this freighter captain found me that I...
Yo lo encontré.
Have my ass if I spaced you. Now get back to work, Private.
Right away, sir.
Song Yang.
Watch out something doesn't explode in your face.
Hace calorcito acá adentro, ¿eh? ¿No tienen ventilador o algo así? Muy anticuado. Muy del año Tigiri 2.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
Ay,
I could spend all day in here
qué
and not look
tentación.
at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn though.
A ver qué tenés en tu computadora. Temperatura de radiadores, desbordamiento, fontanería, soporte vital, ánimos de la tripulación, aterrizajes programados, revisión de la lista de comprobación, lavarme los dientes, tupo de Junlei. Más quejas sobre el estado del hangar. Ya les he dicho a los Mardets que pueden contarle las cuarentenas a MacRed y sus forajidos. Están tan ocupados buscando órdenes y justificaciones en papel que quieren que otra persona resuelva sus problemas de forma extraoficial. Pues lo siento chicos, ese no es mi trabajo. Los ánimos han descendido un 18% desde que apareció Martin Callahan. Es esa puñetera máscara. He encontrado otro dispositivo de escucha en mi despacho. Tenía el tamaño de una pelota de tossball y un cable que llegaba hasta Sublight. Tan sutil como siempre, Lilia. Juraría que el automecanoide cocinero vino con un técnico de la empresa. No consta que el tío se fuera de la estación, tendré que investigarlo. La plaga de ratruchas del descansa y vete se está yendo de madre. Más vale que Ethel no esté criando esos bichos otra vez, o juro por la ley que tiraré su antro a las cruzas. Tus acusaciones hacen que me falte el aliento. Estoy seguro de que podemos llegar a un acuerdo razonable. Que es un intermediario de la Junta, sino un posibilitador de apretones de manos entre grandes potencias como tú y la Junta. Cuando decidas regresar a la mesa de negociaciones, vuelve a considerar los planos de ampliación de la embajada que diseñé. Los gestos de buena fe siempre son retribuidos. La Junta ha vuelto a rechazar mi petición de nuevas piezas para los radiadores, otra vez, incluso después de engrasarles los engrajes con donativos bien dirigidos. Lo curioso es que cuando usé mis privilegios de administradora para evaluar las comunicaciones salientes detecté cierta actividad en tu despacho. Elige tus palabras con mucho cuidado. Pero saqué una frase muy jugosa de la transcripción. Deja que la rana hierva un poco más, y ahora no tengo piezas radiador. Estás jugando con nuestras vidas. ¿Te asignaron a mi nave solo para sacarme de quicio? ¿O haces esas mierdas por diversión? Ese udon. Perdón. Mujer.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Soy el capitán de la falible, aunque ahora mismo mi nave está un poco parada.
I heard we had someone in impound. Wish I could help. I gave the bureaucrats a motive authority over freight traffic, and it rankles them good when I challenge it. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
Haré lo que pueda para ayudarle a mantener la paz.
Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
En cuanto me libre de la sanción, me iré a Monarca.
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
He oído que tenías un problema con la temperatura. ¿Qué está pasando?
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
¿Por qué no las has arreglado todavía?
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
¿No hay posibilidad de llegar a un acuerdo?
None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone aboard, will be cooked alive.
Necesitas un contratista que te solucione esto. Yo estoy disponible por un precio razonable.
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
¿Los hangares traseros se supone que tengo que saber qué es eso?
Sorry, I forget not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
¿No puedes conseguir las piezas en otro sitio?
You must not have been here long. In Halcyon, new parts come by way of interstellar freighters from Earth, and the board monopolizes that kind of trade. That means I'd have to negotiate with the board. I've already given them the shops, the docking fees, and a damn embassy.
Sus negociaciones suenan a golpe burocrático.
Damn right. And while I'm captain of the Groundbreaker, it falls to me to preserve this ship's independence.
¿Has probado a enviar a alguien a por las piezas?
I have. One of my engineers, plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable.
¿Por qué eres tan protectora?
Mardits are descended from the original Marine detachment that crossed the void with Groundbreaker. I don't put their lives on the line if I can avoid it.
Te conseguiré esas piezas de los hangares traseros.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Pará, momentito.
Sorry about the heat. Here, drink up. No excuse for dehydration on my watch.
Momentito. Parvati, querías hablar con Junlei, adelante.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
No hace falta ser tan formal, Parvati.
Force of habit, I guess. Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Parvati, no dudes en pedirme tiempo libre si necesitas comprar las notas en persona.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Gracias, Junlei. Tengo otras preguntas para ti.
Not a problem, Captain. Ask away.
¿Y cómo es estar al mando de esto?
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand.
¿Esta nave es un negocio familiar?
Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gang, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer.
¿Fue un cambio muy grande pasar a estar al mando?
It was different knowing that I couldn't turn to anyone who could answer the tough questions for me. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
Parvati podría ayudarte a aliviar la carga.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out.
¿Dónde está el mecanismo de autodestrucción?
I hope that was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe.
¿No eres un poco joven para estar formando ya un sucesor?
You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so.
Bueno, ponete a
The next
trabajar.
captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster
Si
that talent from
entendés a lo que me refiero.
It's only a question of when.
Ok.
You've got my attention.
No, nada más. No tienes demasiada fe en la Junta.
You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
¿Cómo mantienes a la Junta a raya?
I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change.
Ok.
You've got my attention.
Adiós. Ay, quiero abrir esto, quiero abrir esto. No, me está mirando directamente. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Puedo pasar? Udon Bedford.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Murió. Alex ha muerto.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
Lamento tu pérdida.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
¿Qué relación tenías con él?
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed.
Creo que no la vi.
Did he?
Sí, claro que sí.
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
Se lo comieron vivo unos cánidos salvajes.
No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their droppings.
De nuevo, lo siento mucho. ¿Podemos volver al tema que nos ocupa?
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
¿Qué te hace pensar que sea algo sobre Wells?
Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table?
¿Y por qué tienes tanto interés en Wells, la Junta?
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
Alex nunca mencionó a Phineas Wells.
That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
Creo que no. Estoy aquí por Jessie Doyle. Quiere cancelar su deuda.
Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases.
Vale más viva que muerta. Sométela a un contrato de servidumbre.
That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but I don't know, Captain. It just doesn't seem right.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they like to recoup that debt. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate?
Está escondida en la enfermería para evitar a los asesinos. Seguro que prefiere trabajar.
You might be surprised. But we'll proceed on the assumption she'll be reasonable. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
Quería hacerte otra pregunta.
Be my guest.
¿Qué haces aquí exactamente?
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands.
Un pez gordo en una pequeña estación espacial. Buena situación.
I have few complaints.
¿Puede llevarme a Bahía Estelar?
Good law. Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
¿Eso es que no?
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
No habría bastado. No hacía falta de sacarse el diccionario de sinónimos.
Best to be clear, I believe.
¿No hace mucho calor aquí?
Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
She's doing everything she can. It's your people's fault it's not fixed, not Junlei's.
My, aren't you... excitable.
Cierra el pico, Parvati. Están hablando los mayores.
But hey, she's not... She's real good at her job, Captain.
Vas a arruinar mi tapadera. Junlei no necesita que defienda su honor.
I just don't like this walk-in mustache speaking rude of her is all. Not after all she's given up for the station. But I suppose you're right.
Tengo que estar bien con Dios y con el diablo. ¿Entendés? ¿Sabes ese dicho? ¿Lo conoces? ¿Por qué hay guardas armados aquí?
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
Querrás decir para guardarte las espaldas.
Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign.
¿Tener oficinas en su cubierta de paseo te parece inocente?
When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care.
¿Qué son esas puertas cerradas de la parte de atrás?
A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
¿Viene a menudo el presidente?
Good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use.
Volviendo a mis preguntas.
Ask away.
Bueno, es todo. ¿Y puedo pasar ahí? No. 102 necesito de... Mierda.
Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile for once, huh?
Nothing makes me happier than being even. Except being right. That's nice too.
¿Qué tal, Jesse?
Got word from Udom, from the hitman who trailed me the other night. Seems I'm indentured to the board now. I ain't too elated about going exclusive, but it's better than winding up dead. You sure saved my skin, stranger. All debts between me and Ellie are cleared.
Excelente. Cuídate hasta que vuelva. ¿Y vos?
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
¿Me estás diciendo de trabajar para mí solo porque ayudé a Jesse?
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version.
Por cierto, ¿qué fue exactamente lo que hizo Jesse por ti?
She helped me win a bet.
¿Qué habías apostado?
We were on a smuggling run planetside when our point man bet me I couldn't outrun a mantisaur.
¿Y?
And, as you can probably guess, the thing was faster than it looked. Probably would have caught me if Jesse hadn't picked it off.
Así que te salvó la vida.
Yeah, but the important thing is I won the bet.
Odias deberle cosas a la gente, ¿verdad?
It's like people touching a cookie and leaving it in the box. It's just one of those things that gets under my skin.
Bienvenida a bordo, Ellie.
You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already.
No hay subtítulos.
Play favorites, Captain.
Sí, ciertamente. Reúnete conmigo en la nave. Está en la cubierta de paseo.
Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
Welcome to the crew, Miss Ellie. We're real happy to have you.
Y tenemos otro compañero. Bien. ¿Por qué mierda tenés el arma afuera? Guardala.
Hey, McRed.
¿Mm?
You expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
Tranquilo, podemos hablar de esto.
Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
Deja eso antes de que prenda fuego a toda la cubierta.
I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's a catalyst, just like me. Keep talking. I like the sound of your voice.
Vengo a buscar unas piezas, me envía Junlei.
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last sacrifice out back, with the crew.
¿Qué le estás haciendo a esa pobre ingeniera?
We were just sitting in a circle, sucking down exhaust fumes and toasting to the memory of our brain cells, making this broken angel fly again.
Entonces puedo coger las piezas.
You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court. You bring tribute, sacrifices, prophecy, shit like that.
¿Y qué tal si te mato y me llevo las piezas? Uy. Proba mi nueva arma. Uy, mierda. ¿Qué tenés ahí? ¡Ay, ay, ay! ¿Y el otro imbécil dónde está? Cuidado, Parvati. Te estoy disparando a vos. Eso es todo. Dame. Bah. Si lo íbamos a resolver así, ¿por qué no le disparé de entrada, no? De tanta charla inútil. Total no hay nadie acá, así que no se puede considerar robo. Los legítimos dueños están muertos. ¿Dónde quedó el Capitán McRed? Listo. Ah, había recompensa por este tipo, bien. Excelente. Mierda, tenía un montón de cosas. ¿Dónde mierda están las piezas? ¿Esto? ¿Qué mierda es esto? Un hacha. Agárralo, imbécil. ¿Alguien sabe qué estamos buscando? ¿O qué forma tiene? Yo no. Tengo el problema de falta de atención. No presto atención a lo que me dicen. Estoy como un piloto automático ya en este punto. Demasiada charla. Acá hay algo. Ábrete. Uff. Ok, esta arma es considerablemente mejor que la mierda que estaba usando. Computadora. Me la paso más tiempo agarrando mierda que haciendo cosas. Derivador. Para piratear. Eso creo. Acá no hay nada. Esto. ¿Qué mierda es? Pieza de radiador.
Fantastic, we've got them. Now we can move on to cleaner pastures.
No sé. Primero hay que ver si queda alguno más. Mecanoide destartalado. ¿Le podemos disparar? Quiero la experiencia. ¿Y por qué no la activaron desde el principio? Pensaron que no era necesario. Pensaron mal.
So cozy.
¿Qué te pasa, Parvati? Hay que quejarte, mujer. Si no te voy a cambiar por la otra, por la médica. Con el cortecito de hombre. Mujer.
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed.
Tengo las piezas para los radiadores, ¿y ahora qué?
Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation.
Define pequeña.
More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing you can't handle. We were salvaging parts from a ship. Turned out there were eggs inside. They got into the radiators, and here we are.
Bajaré hasta allí.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
Gusanos gigantes. Mantiorugas. Que mierda sea. Son fáciles de matar. ¿Y esto? No da mucha experiencia que digamos. Qué porquería. ¿Algo más? ¿Ahora? Qué grito exagerado, vicario. Ah, está muerto ya. ¿Qué me decías, mujer? No te escucho nada, no te entiendo nada. ¿Dónde mierda está eso que tengo que activar? Por acá cerca. Por ahí. ¡Mierda! Están todos muertos estas mierdas. Sí, ocúpense ustedes de esto. Abrite. Más mecanoides centinelas. Uy. Ah, sí. Mierda. ¿A qué le disparás? No, creo que no le podemos dar desde acá, lamentablemente. Ay, puta madre. Tenemos que ir ahí abajo. ¿Y cómo hago para ir ahí abajo? Dios. Che, puta madre, no puedo saltar. Por acá. Vientos. Cae. Sí, todos muy bien. Desbloqueando. No tuvieron piedad con las mantiorugas. Sí. Restablecer bombas. Excelente. Buen trabajo, capitán Duderino. Sí, ya lo creo.